Hey, I'm the Ushatka and oh my oh my god! Well, golly gosh darn. If it isn't the most wonderful Christmas time holiday miracle. Not only am I back from my half-year-long hiatus, but I also appear to have been gifted with a disgusting person-shaped homunculus body. And it would appear that I have a convenient green screen behind me that will make editing this video so much easier, hopefully. I wonder what fun and exciting place I am in right now. Anyway, ding dong, the Wicked Witch is dead. That's right, folks, Overwatch done did kick the bucket, and it's all thanks to our beloved billionaire rat overlord Michael Mouse, who gifted us with Marvel Rivals for Christmas. Marvel Rivals, a game that was never really announced or marketed, and that just kind of entered reality one day. Marvel Rivals, which upon entering the room, broke Overwatch's shins and started beating it into a bloody pulp. This will be terrible for the porn industry. I have been streaming Marvel Rivals on my Twitch, twitch.tv/Ushatka by the way, and let it be known that this game is extremely fun, even for a person that royally sucks ass at competitive games, like myself. The gameplay is solid, the art direction is good, the voiceovers are there.
I never believe Loki's actually down. Is he actually down?
But altogether, it's a pretty good game. I'll get into all of those and more in just a moment, but first I'd like to talk about the whole Overwatch dying thing, because it's a really funny situation, actually. So as I said before, Marvel Rivals, in completely unannounced fashion, or maybe it was announced, I don't know, I didn't hear anything, I'm usually in the loop about these things, whatever, appeared out of nowhere and gave the Overwatch franchise the old backbreaker, as a vast majority of players shifted to Marvel Rivals and the monetary value of Overwatch IP started to plummet. The Overwatch Meat Gobbler crowd, God forsake you be in that crowd by the way, were extremely pissed about this information, claiming that Marvel Rivals was a direct plagiarization of Overwatch, and thus had no right in being as popular as it was. And this is hilarious, because as I see it, Overwatch's downfall was almost entirely self-inflicted, and was bound to happen sooner or later. For those not in the know, in October of 2024, Overwatch released its long-awaited sequel, Overwatch Dose, and to say that it was a letdown would be a major understatement. I already have a video in the works about how to make a proper sequel to a game. Subscribe to see that, by the way, when it comes out, yeah. And by far one of the worst things a game studio can do when making a sequel to their game is making little or no changes to the gameplay whatsoever, which is exactly what Overwatch did. It was the same characters, with the same game mechanics, with the same playstyles as the original, and for a long-awaited sequel to a very popular game, it was a setup for failure. Clearly, the Overwatch team were too scared to experiment in any way, shape, or form, which led to no one buying the sequel. This, alongside the fact that Overwatch is famed for having one of the worst, most gatekeepy, most toxic communities on the internet, ultimately resulted in Overwatch 2 being chucked into the bin of failed Blizzard games. And then, on December 2024, Marvel Rivals appeared out of the fucking blue. The game was new, and fresh, and rich with undiscovered metas and fun game design elements, whilst still pure of cringe fandoms and reinforced with the bulwark that is the Marvel IP. This release was the last nail in Overwatch's coffin, as many casual players moved to Marvel Rivals in search of previously unheard of things such as fun and good gaming experiences. Truly alien concepts. Okay, now that we went through that whole lore sesh, let's actually talk about the fucking game. Marvel Rivals is a competitive co-op PvP third-person combat game. Or in actual English, it's a game where you and 4 other folks beat the ever-loving crap out of another group of equal size. As the name of the game may imply, all of the characters, missions, flavor, and everything else is derived directly from the Marvel Universe, or multiverse. God, I hate the MCU. The missions themselves are pretty darn simple. Defend this moving thing, hold this position, intercept this route. Really easy to grasp stuff. So what makes the game complex and interesting are really playable characters, who are just reskinned Overwatch characters. Yeah, I mean, let's be fucking honest here, they just are. Within the Marvel Rivals roster, you can find many colorful characters from many different pieces of Marvel media, including Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, X-Men, and a handful of other ones that no one gives a fuck about. The characters can be separated into 3 distinct archetypes: strategist support, duelist DPS, and vanguard tanks, that make it really easy to separate the different playstyles that each character has. While these are good to easily separate them, they also tend to be very loose-fitting, where you can have characters who, by technicality, is a strategist as they boost teammates, but their main weapon, DPS, is duelist worthy, or duelists who have the health and tankiness of a vanguard. Anyway, now I'm going to describe each character in 1 sentence or less. Hey, it's Will Poulter. Cake behind paywall. Definitely not Widowmaker. Absolutely not. The cap in Captain America stands for capitalism. Yeehaw! White woman and her male wife. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells. That's a freaking tree that just murdered me. Pretentious ass weeb. Step on me. Respectfully. Yep. That's the Hulk. And also Banner's here. I hate you and everything you stand for. You are a small and weak man with no principles or dignity of any kind. I hate you. I hate you. Ah! Jarvis, stroke my shit silly style at 365 beats per minute. Then clean up the mess. Please don't hurt me. I'll pay back my loan by the end of the month. Please, I have a family. Please, no! Ah! You either play as this guy because you look like him, because you want to sleep with him, or both. The only K-pop I listen to is Psy. Also, this character's lore implies that Stark Industries holds the same power in Marvel South Korea as Samsung does in real-life South Korea. Oppa Gum Gum style. I'd say this character is hot, if not for the fact that she 100% has a wife, and I'm not one to intrude. Okay, so real quick, Magneto is canonically Polish, and he'd obviously be extremely good at speaking English since he's very intelligent and probably learned to speak it over the course of many years. But I still think that since Luna Snow gets to speak Korean and Iron Fist gets to speak Chinese, I feel like it's only fair that Magneto gets to throw some Polish into his vocabulary from time to time. Please, it would mean the world to me. Hey! It's the autism creature from Guardians of the Galaxy. Cool. Okay. Wow! Another sword lesbian. Okay, furry allegations aside, what the fuck is going on with bro's proportions? Why does he have a mohawk? Wow, it's the lady from WandaVision, now with extra Slavic accent. Ew, chaos! They were too afraid of putting in Miles because they couldn't handle his exaggerated swagger of a black teen. Remember that thing I said about the porn industry failing because of the death of Overwatch? Yeah, scratch that. The porn industry will be just fine. Hi, Chris Pratt. How's the Nintendo money treating you? Oh god! The woke mob! The woke mob got my boy! The woke mob got my boy, and now they took all of his nuance away! No! He went to the timeline that makes you old. Arushaka, play the Morbius clip.
Who the hell are you, man?
I am Venom.
What that hand do? Why is he built like that? Bro, he's a cube! Okay, that was fun. But yeah, a great thing that Marvel Rivals implemented was specific abilities/boosts to characters when they're on the same team as other specific characters. For instance, if you have Rocket Raccoon on the same team as either the Punisher or the Winter Soldier, he will gain the ability to throw out an infinite ammo AoE, allowing the Punisher and or the Winter Soldier to shoot their guns without needing to reload, which is really fucking handy. Or if you put Adam Warlock on the same team as Star-Lord or Mantis, he'll be able to revive them extra few times, I believe. I don't know, I don't play any of those characters. If you're Iron Man and there's Hulk on your team, all of your attacks will be charged up with gamma radiation, which will boost your DPS by canonically giving your opponents cancer, which is what gamma radiation actually does. Marvel. All of this is extremely good at prioritizing a team dynamic rather than individual skill level, which is really fucking good at making the game about teamwork be about teamwork. One thing I like to note about the characters is how some of the characters feel vastly overpowered whilst in reality being relatively balanced. Like, it feels strangely powerful that Storm and Iron Man can freely fly for as long as they want, anywhere they want, or that Loki can make shadow clones and look like other opponents, or that Doctor Strange can make straight up portals from the game Portal, but there isn't an issue in the power dynamic between the other characters. Somehow, I don't know how that works. All of these things just add to the diversity of different playstyles within Marvel Rivals, and I just think that's beautiful. Of course, then there are actually overpowered character powers that fucking suck because they incentivize cringe metas. Iron Fist, what the fuck? Jeff the Landshark, Cliff meta. Oh god, what a nasty cough. Oh god, that was out of nowhere. I hope that's not in the video. But I feel like this is a really good segue to talk about the very few but important things that I do not like about this game. For one, I feel like the instant replay on my death is pointless and deeply upsetting. It just hammers in how hard you fumbled at a given moment, and it makes you not want to play. Yes, Marvel Rivals, I know I just got tentacled to death by Venom. I was just there! Second, the MVP mechanics, which was directly stolen from Overwatch, but I don't give a fuck. This is bad for a variety of reasons, but the main thing that bothers me about this game mechanic is that it makes people inexperienced with competitive games, like myself, feel like they're falling behind in their group, whilst stroking the ego of the sweatiest, most basement-dwelling gamer tryhard who have an allergy to clean air and have never seen grass a day in their life. Same as the previous thing, it just makes you want to quit playing the game, which is not what you want when you're making the game. And lastly, the voiceovers. We'll cover general art direction and sound design in a bit, but I need to talk about this first. I don't think there has ever been a worse combination in the history of mankind than cringy MCU-esque writing paired with unfunny video game quips. Basically, to get a proper Marvel Rivals voice line, what you have to do is read 2 sentences about each character from the wiki, take out all of their flavor, and turn it into a meaningless string of nothing words. Like, bro, Punisher, what do you mean you don't like to listen to music? Frank, you play guitar! And I mean, there are some bangers out there like the Scarlet Witch Pure Chaos! Or the This Is My Good Deed for the Day from Rocket Raccoon. But I mean, seriously, I'm hulking out? What the hell is even that? Yeah, to say that these voice lines are mediocre would be doing a disservice to how bad some of these are. But what is vastly less bad than the voice lines is the art direction, which in my personal opinion is quite good. The character designs are all solid and very easily recognizable as the characters they are meant to portray. And while I feel like there are some flaws, like combat feels like, bro, come on! I still think that these managed to do their primary jobs of looking like the character, giving off a visual aesthetic that can pander to a person's power fantasy, and making sure each character is easily recognizable. The music department for Marvel Rivals is alright. I don't think it does anything particularly noteworthy, but at the same time, I feel like it definitely meets a standard, which is alright. But where I feel like Marvel Rivals really excels at is with arena concepts and visuals. The locations in this game are truly a thing of beauty. I feel like they were very nicely planned out, and that they can stick to a visual prompt and theme. As I said before, the music is nothing outstanding, but what really did grasp my attention is on how much detail they put into their stages. But yeah, to summarize, is Marvel Rivals a good game? For a free-to-play, I say yeah. For now at least, it's pretty cool. I know that sooner or later the community is going to devolve into a cesspool, but that's just an inevitability. I think that for what it is at this point in time, it's a pretty fun experience to play every once in a while, especially with some friends. But more importantly than whether it's good or bad or fun or anything else, the primary thing that Marvel Rivals should be consistently remembered as is as yet another great excuse to make fun of Overwatch. With that being said, I am going to wrap this video up here. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like or subscribing. It really does help out the channel a lot and helps me. With the new year rolling around, I'm planning on posting way more content on here, and hopefully this green screen behind me is going to help me edit, which will make things way faster. If you didn't know, I stream on twitch.tv/Ushatka, like I mentioned before. But anyways, this has been the Ushatka. Happy New Year, and see you very, very soon, I hope. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You can click off the video now.